What's good, y'all? It's your boy Big 4 and 3 in the building, aka Marsco, MarscoMedia, the hottest thing to come out of Western Mass since basketball. But I'm here at YTH Fest 2023, and I got a superstar to my right, the one, the only, GoonieJay.
I appreciate that. That's a heavy intro, but I don't know if I earned that yet. But you know what? I really appreciate that.
I don't know, man. I think you're living up to it for sure.
Definitely.
But for the people who don't know who you are, can you explain yourself to the people real quick?
Absolutely. So I'm an artist out of Manchester, Connecticut. I've been doing this thing for about 9 years, 2 years professionally, and I'm just trying to, give people a platform to pursue their dreams in a way that fits them. I don't believe in stereotypes or anything like that. I like everybody to, follow their own lane and stay true to themselves. So that's what I stand for,
That's fine, man. I like that a lot.
Appreciate that.
So you say you've been doing music now for the last 9 years, but 2 years professionally.
Yep.
What caused the change? Like, what made you go from you're like, yeah, I'm a professional now? Like, what's the difference?
So my daughter actually just turned 3 recently, and I appreciate that. And basically, it was one of those things where it's like, I could either make her proud or I could disappoint her type of deal. So it's like, I looked at music like I could either be a professional with this or I could kind of fall back. So I started studying the craft, not only in my own nature, but like as far as the business aspect of things, and starting to research that and say, hey, how can I push myself both farther creatively as well as, farther in a way where it makes sense with marketing and things like that. So, yeah, that's kind of what switched me over into the professional thing,
It's fine, man. So in the terms of the marketing, I'm always big on stuff like this. I love the business side of things and stuff. So what are you doing with marketing? What are you doing to get your music out there?
So honestly, obviously popping out to shows like this. I'm at YTH Fest right now, just in case anybody didn't know. Shout out Don ZOP. Great event for the community as well. So, but back to what we were talking about. As far as marketing and things, I try to pop out, show my face, and introduce myself. Unfamiliar venues are my favorite venues. Because it gives you the opportunity to really meet with different types of people and experience crowds that you might not normally interact with. So you never know where your biggest fan's going to be. So that's my biggest marketing tool. Obviously, Google, SEO, meta ads, things like that. But, face-to-face, you don't really get a second chance at a first impression. So I try to make sure I hammer that the right way. So
that's what's up, man. And have you ever heard of micro content before? You know what micro content is?
I'm not too familiar with that, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on a little bit. I think this is really dope because micro content is basically short form content that grabs people's attention. Okay. And it's really built for social media. So a video on TikTok or Instagram Reels and shit like that. Yep. So basically, one thing I've noticed with music, so I do this video stuff, but I do music too, but this has been taking a lot more of my attention. Yep. But big thing with music, that's what I've been telling all artists to do is screen record your music videos, and then take a 30-second clip of your favorite part and put the lyrics on it. There's so many apps you can put the lyrics on, and then you just post it on your Instagram, and if you do that 2-3 times a week, different clips, and if you're pushing one song specifically, do a whole 3 weeks of just pushing that one song with different little short clips of because people eat that shit up. Absolutely. With your music videos. It's just content for your people, man. Or just even a video let's say you have the camera set up and you just rap for a minute and a half and then you got 3 videos out of that minute and a half.
Yeah, I actually never heard that terminology for it, but that's exactly the type of structure I try to follow. So the big thing with meta advertising and things like that is it's retention. So yeah. You know what I mean? That's with YouTube as well, but really any of the platforms, it's about keeping people to stay for the duration of your video. So if you show them the hot spot per se, that 30 seconds, it's really your favorite, or where you feel it's most relatable to your consumer. That's always going to put you in the right position. So that's what I try to do as well. That micro content, that's a great word. I love that. I'm about to steal that word. You taught me something, bro, for sure.
I'm glad to hear that.
Appreciate that.
Well, awesome, man. So the people who don't know you, how do you describe your music to the people?
I would say it's authentic from the heart. So I'm not in one lane in particular. I really try to channel all the different aspects of my life. So I didn't always have a smooth path. I did a little bit of jail time. I did a little bit of taking the right way of things, and I did a little bit of taking the wrong way of things. So I try to always illustrate all those different aspects and time periods of my life in the most accurate depiction possible, but also using creative freedom and stuff. So I definitely use creative freedom a little bit, creative illustration and things like that with my words. I try to make sure it remains storytelling, but I also try to make sure at the same time that I'm not overly talking about myself and making sure it's relatable to people too, because a lot of times, feelings and emotions are what transfers more than a super vivid description when you're rapping. It's about less is more in certain occasions.
Yeah, that's what's up. You got you give enough of yourself so people relate to it and they feel like they're getting to know you, you know, but they can still put themselves in your shoes as well.
Right, exactly.
That's fire, man.
Thank you.
I'll try to help a little bit. And if you don't mind me asking, like, how much time did you do in jail?
Only 6 months. So, and then I wouldn't even call it 6 months. It was more like 5.5 because I had good time and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know, that was just strictly for cannabis-related stuff. So that was actually what propelled me to get in the right direction with the whole Goonie genetics thing. I am a main medical caregiver. So basically what that is like medical patients can sign up with me to be their grower, and then I can make all their products from scratch and make sure it's as healthy as possible for them. So, but yeah, that was strictly, you know, I didn't have any gun charges. I didn't have any, you know, wild trapping charges. Like, I was always a grower. That was always my thing. So, obviously pre-prohibition, that was 2018. You know, people make mistakes and redirect, and luckily Maine's a lot more lenient than Connecticut with that kind of stuff. So I lucked out, pursued that there, took the money from that and invested into the music, and it's worked the right way.
That's fine, man. And if there was, like, if anything, like, what was something positive you learned from your time?
Honestly, the entire experience in a way was positive. It was, you know what I mean? I don't try and gas it like I'm a tough guy. I definitely was terrified at certain points. It was something I wasn't sure about or even fully understanding why I was in that position, to be frank with you. But I knew that my actions got me there, and self-reflection, self-understanding as far as like, hey, how can I prevent this from happening again, rather than say I just need to make more money. It's not, like I said before, it's not always about money. It's more about mindset. It's more about where you're putting yourself in a mental place, because if you're propelling yourself in the right mental direction, you're never really going to run into as many hiccups as if you're holding yourself back. So that was the biggest lesson I'd say I took from it, was just self-reflection, self-understanding, as well as consciousness of the psychology of the people around you. So every decision I make, I try to be always as respectful but as genuine as possible, because transparency is what kept me out of problems through that situation. So
that's fine, man. That's what's up.
Thank you.
So, like, I feel like you've been dropping knowledge this whole interview, but not for real. But you've been spitting for real, like, you know, like GoonieJay, like more like Sage J. I mean, I know he's talking about for sure. But if you had to put like one piece of knowledge, just like one quote or something that you feel like you live by, like to give to the people, what would that be?
Believe in yourself even when no one else doesn't. You know, there's never a time to give up, and even when the tunnel looks dark, there's always going to be a light at the end. So it's just never give up, you know what I mean? It sounds corny, but chasing your dreams is the best fuel you can have as far as success goes. So that's always been my thing.
That's fine, man. Thank you for the words.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so for the people who are fucking with you, man, can you please drop the social media, or like where they can find you at, music platforms, anything? For
sure. At TheRealGoonieJay on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, all that good stuff. You can catch me at YouTube on a topic channel as well, TheRealGoonieJay. That's where you'll see my biggest song, Ghost. Definitely drop a like, comment, anything you can, because, you know, every bit of engagement also helps me out to kind of see who I'm appealing to. I want to make sure I'm reaching out to people like you that are watching this interview, you know, that are interested in my story and can relate. So definitely.
Appreciate you, man.
Awesome, for sure.
Please show love. This was real, man. This was a great conversation for real, man.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Thank you for your time.
Of course, man.
You tapped in for sure.
Tapped in for sure, man. Bow.